The Luminaries. Part 4. The stars. Quick question. What are stars? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Glad to be back for yet another seemingly off-topic video about Yahuah's creation. So, today I want to discuss stars because I really hate the idea of people believing whatever NASA says. It's just that simple and sort of spiteful. I hate false information, so whenever I get the nerve to, I try to make it a priority to chip away at such lies. Lies are from the enemy. He's the father of lies, after all. Alright, let's answer the aforementioned question. What are stars? Well, let's define them using human understanding and processing. Stars. Any massive, self-luminous celestial body of gas that shines by radiation derived from its internal energy sources. Of the tens of billions of trillions of stars composing the observable universe, only a very small percentage are visible to the naked eye. Many stars occur in pairs, multiple systems, or star clusters. The members of such stellar groups are physically related through common origin and are bound by mutual gravitational attraction. Somewhat relatable to star clusters or stellar associations, which consist of loose groups of physically similar stars that have insufficient mass as a group to remain together as an organization. Well, I think we need another dictionary to define all these boring human words and phrases. Do I understand? Yes. But this is so ridiculous. I won't even get into it. But there are way simpler ways to define this. So we're going to go to some other sources. We're not going to go get a dictionary because it's all irrelevant. Everything that, or not everything we need to know, but what they're describing we'll actually learn here, but from a different source. Ready? First, let's move on. Let's ask another question. Is a star the same as a planet? Let's take a quick look at a comparative definition of a planet. A star is a body that possesses a light of its own, enabling it to emit light independently. A planet is simply a fixed celestial body with its own orbit that rotates on its own axis, but reflects light from an external source. So one reflects internal light, the other external light. Note that the term celestial body is used here. We all know that celestial bodies and physical bodies are not the same. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 40 to 41. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another in glory. But in what way? This is Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. We learned a bit about this star in part 1 of this video series. It's the brightest star in the sky and a part of the constellation Orion. This close-up footage was captured with a Nikon P900. I know, better than anything we've ever gotten from NASA. This thing, what they call a star, is moving, jumping, and reacting. It seems to be alive, sort of. Well, for anyone who's ever read Enoch, we know that the angel Zotiel guides and governs the luminaries, and the angel Uriel punishes the world of the luminaries. What exactly are we looking at, though? I couldn't rightly tell you. What is it doing? Yahuah knows. What makes these stars move like this? Well, once upon a time, Enoch the scribe had a very similar question. He describes the movement of something he sees while traveling with the angels as moving like an agitated star. Let's look at it. Enoch chapter 14 verses 8 and 9. A vision thus appeared to me. Behold, in that vision clouds and a mist invited me. Agitated stars and flashes of lightning impelled and pressed me forward, while winds in the vision assisted my flight, accelerating my progress. Extraordinarily interesting. What are they? Well, there seem to be multiple answers to that question. First, Enoch learns that some of these stars are spirits that have transgressed or broken the rules set by Yahuah. Let's go to Enoch chapter 18. And there I saw a place on the other side of an extended territory where waters were collected. I, likewise, beheld terrestrial fountains deep in the fiery column of heaven. And in the columns of heaven I beheld fires, which descended without number, but neither on high nor into the deep. Over these fountains also I perceived a place, which had neither the firmament of heaven above it, nor the solid ground beneath it. Neither was there water above it, nor anything on wing, but the spot was desolate. And there I beheld 7 stars, like great blazing mountains, and like spirits entreating me. Then the angel said, This place, until the consummation of the heaven and earth, will be the prison of the stars and the host of heaven. The stars which roll over fire are those which transgressed the commandment of Yahuah before their time arrived, for they came not in their proper season. Therefore was he offended with them and bound them until the period of consummation of their crimes in the secret year. Let's go to Enoch chapter 79 verses 6 to 7. The moon shall change its law, and not be seen at its proper period. But in those days shall heaven be seen, and barrenness shall take place in the borders of the great chariots in the west. Heaven shall shine more than when illuminated by the orders of light, while many chiefs among the stars of authority shall err, perverting their ways and works. Those shall not appear in their season who command them, and all the classes of the stars shall be shut up against sinners. So that's the first thing Enoch hears, or that's what he learns about stars. But there's something else. So Enoch hears this, one, that some have transgressed and are now stuck in a place like a prison. It seems to be like a chain or a cluster of stars. It's fascinating. Let's see what else Enoch can tell us. Let's see. Let's go to Enoch chapter 43 verses 1 and 2. I beheld another splendor, and the stars of heaven. I observed that he called them all by their respective names, and that they heard. In a righteous balance, I saw that he weighed out with their light the amplitude of their places, and the day of their appearance, and their conversion. Splendor produced splendor, and their conversion was into the number of the angels and of the faithful. Then I inquired of the angel who proceeded with me, and explained to me secret things, what their names were. He answered, A similitude of those has Yahuah, Elohim of spirits, shown me. They are names of the righteous who dwell upon earth, and who believe in the name of Yahuah, Elohim of spirits, forever and forever. Fascinating. Oh, I say that so much, but it's because it's hard to understand and to perceive just exactly how strange this is, or what are the implications. But Enoch, he seems to have learned from an angel that the number of stars corresponds to the number of righteous humans which will be born, but it also corresponds to the number of angels. It's fascinating. To a number of a certain amount of angels, or a certain type of angel. He doesn't say what kind. This, oddly enough, seems to be supported by a passage in the book of Jasher. Let's look at it. The book of Jasher, chapter 53, verses 18 to 21. And he ordered them to bring before him his map of the stars, whereby Joseph knew all the times. And Joseph said unto Benjamin, I have heard that the Hebrews are acquainted with all wisdom. Dost thou know anything of this? And Benjamin said, Thy servant is knowing also in all the wisdom which my father taught me. And Joseph said unto Benjamin, Look now at this instrument, and understand where thy brother Joseph is in Egypt, who you said went down to Egypt. Pause. Why would he ask him to do that? How could an instrument or a tool show you by looking up at the sky where someone else was. That sounds crazy, but let's see what happens. And Benjamin beheld that instrument with the map of the stars of heaven, and he was wise and looked therein to know where his brother was. And Benjamin divided the whole land of Egypt into 4 divisions. And he found that he who was sitting upon the throne before him was his brother Joseph. And Benjamin wondered greatly. And when Joseph saw that his brother Benjamin was so astonished, he said unto Benjamin, What hast thou seen? And why art thou astonished? And Benjamin said unto Joseph, I can see by this that Joseph my brother sitteth here with me upon the throne. And Joseph said unto him, I am Joseph thy brother. Reveal not this thing to thy brethren. Behold, I will send thee with them when they go away, and I'll command them to be brought back again into the city, and I will take thee away from them. I'm not sure what this practice is, but it's probably something we shouldn't be doing, and definitely a knowledge acquired by watchers. I can't even imagine what this is. Like, what is that? Clearly not something we should probably even be doing or thinking about or practicing today. Though, I do believe it's mentioned in Enoch, stating that a particular angel taught the observing of the stars. And, you know what, now that I think about it, even in what people call the regular Bible, the 66 books, the stars are mentioned in a very weird way. For example, is this, like what Benjamin was just doing, is this how the wise men, in the Gospels, were able to know that Yahuah had been born? They said they saw his star. That's very strange. Let's read it. Matthew chapter 2, verse 2. Saying, Where is he that is born King of the Yahudim? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him. Okay, let's go to Isaiah and look at another very interesting passage. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 26. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who hath created these things, that bringeth out their host by number? He calleth them by their names, by the greatness of his might. For that he is strong in power, not one faileth. Wow. So they have names, and they get their power from him. The definition of a star is wrong in that it says that a star draws power from itself, whereas a planet draws power from something else. But here we see that stars draw power from Yahuah. They have no power within themselves, but even the Bible says that about humans. Our power is not in ourselves, it's in Yahuah. This is fascinating. And he refers to the stars here as heavenly hosts. Yahuah is also called the Elohah of hosts. But what are hosts? Well, they're spirits. Let's go to Psalm chapter 147, 4. He telleth the number of the stars. He calleth them by their names. Again, he's saying this is what they are. Like, they're named. They're not just something. They are a created thing. I don't even know how to describe it. It's weird. But there's a lot of intention behind them besides to give light. Alright. I think Enoch supports these overlooked little gems. Let's look. Hold on. Alright. Cutting. Enoch chapter 32 verse 2. To the east of these beasts I perceived the extremities of the earth, where heaven ceased. The gates of the heaven stood open, and I beheld the celestial stars come forth. I numbered them as they proceeded out of the gate, and wrote them all down as they came out, one by one, according to their number. So they have names on numbers? I wrote down their names altogether, their times and their seasons, as the angel Uriel, who was with me, pointed them out to me. Amazing. I'm confused, but not super confused. I'm confused as to how to vocalize or verbalize what this is or means. Bible isn't mistaken when it says that Yahuah created us and made us he made special plans for each of us. He knew us before we were even born. Before we were in our mother's bellies, he named us before we were even a human thought. The stars, they're just such a mystery, and it's just hard to explain. And they're so fascinating. Some are even promised to us, like Revelation chapter 2, verse 28. And I will give unto him the morning star. What even is that? There's a lot of speculation about what it is, but I won't say here. Let's look at one more about what I just said. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19. We've also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. Now, I'm not perfectly sure what this means or how this will happen, but they seem to be some sort of spiritual gift or a promise. Like they're obviously something that we'll be entitled to later. Or even now, we don't know we have it. Although these stars are fascinating, we must not forget that they are created beings, and we must not make them our idols, as our ancestors did. Let's go to Amos, chapter 5, verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch and Kiun, your images, the star of your fake god, which you made to yourselves. Acts chapter 7, verse 43. Yea, ye took up the tabernacle of Moloch, and the star of your fake god Remphan, figures which ye made to worship them, and I'll carry you away beyond Babylon. Wow. Again, this mentioning of they were taking up idols, but it must be something spiritual, because we see that these stars correspond to something that is alive and real and living. So it's not that they're worshiping something fake. They're worshiping something that had power behind it, or might have power behind it, but it's not Yahuah, and it's not to be worshipped. It's not anything that is worthy of praise or worthy of that kind of human attention at all. Well, as the day of Yahuah draws near, we must ensure that we are serving him with our whole hearts and with our whole beings. We should also keep an eye on the sky, for biblical prophecy tells us that the heavens and the celestial lights will serve as indicators of his coming and presence. This is also why the stars are important. If the heavens and the luminaries will tell us something, or they show a sign, or based off of them we should know what's happening or what will happen. This is very interesting, isn't it? This has been super long though, so long. I hope somebody makes it to the end. But until next time, hallelujah.